Lock episode Nagi is the side story manga of the series centered around Seishiro Nagi and his development in Blue Lock. Chapter 29 of the episode Nagi manga has recently been released, fleshing out more of the 4v4 match against Kiora, Karasu, Atoya, and Aiki. But what exactly is to come from the finale of this game? Will Nagi awaken and cause an overwhelming defeat to befall his opponents? In today's video, I'll be going over chapter 29 of the episode Nagi's side story and giving my thoughts and predictions as to where the rest of the story can go from here. Now, unlike my other chapter reviews, not only do I have the high quality scans, but I also have the official ones with the official translations, so there won't be any issues. Before I get into the video though, if you wish to not be spoiled for this chapter and you want to read it yourself, click off this video now. But without further ado, let's get into the chapter. Aside from the actual chapter itself, we get this beautiful Christmas themed double spread. Nagi and Reo are in the sleigh, with Nagi holding the presents and Reo directing the reindeer. We see that Chigiri, Baro, and Zantetsu are dressed up as the reindeer, with Baro throwing a present at the Aomori Da player inside of a house. And if you look closely, you'll see Reo's butler, Baya, is inside the moon. It's pretty nice how we get a double spread for this chapter as well as the main series, and they both look incredibly cool. Going into the actual chapter, we begin with a callback to the very first chapter of episode Nagi, where we see Nagi and Reo riding home on their bike together. Reo says to Nagi, "You and me are gonna win the World Cup. That's my new dream." Nagi, "Let's play soccer together." We cut back to the main story where we see Nagi and Baro still at each other's throats. Nagi thinks to himself, "Reo, thanks to you, I've also become someone who can talk about their dreams." Nagi talks to the team about his ambition for the game. You want to go towards what fires you up, right? You want to be the world's coolest idiot, right? You want to crush our worst future, right? Whether we win or lose, this next goal will be the last time the four of us fight together. Let's live in a dream as we say bye-bye. Nagi thinks to himself, I'm still changing. Baro grabs the soccer ball and chucks it at the back of Nagi's head. Chigiri is shocked and Zantetsu screams dodgeball. Baro starts snapping at Nagi. Why is a what a pain man like you saying some proper shit and getting all fired up? Nagi replies, that hurt. What, you want to go again, King? Baro calms down and says, fine then, I'll play this soccer you can only win with dreams. Cool, Nagi says. Zantetsu says, yes, me too, ditto. Okay, Revenge Squad, Chigiri says. Nagi starts thinking, my fire is spreading to others. Everyone else is changing too. He then tried to get an idea of everyone else's dreams. Well then, tell me your dreams. Chigiri, Zantetsu, and Baro each answer. Best in the world. Best in the world. Crush Isagi. Dreams are amazing, Nagi thinks to himself. I see. What should we do then, Nagi asks. Baro and Zantetsu snap at Nagi. You don't have a plan? Why did I say my dream then? Chigiri then decides to take over as the voice of reason. Yeah, I figured. For now, let's scale down our dreams a bit. Baro asks, what, like another framework thing? Chigiri confirms. Right, make them practical. What do you guys want to do in this match for the sake of your dreams? Zantetsu, Baro, and Nagi all respond with basic answers. Score a goal. Score the last goal. Win because of me. Sounds about right, Chigiri says. Okay, let's narrow it down more. What have you left undone in this match? Nagi, Baro, and Zantetsu all have more identifiable goals. In that case, I want to beat Kiora one-on-one, Nagi says. That Kansai jerk with the spiky hair, I want to blow past him, Baro declares. I'd like that ninja to eat my dust, Zantetsu explains. Chigiri smirks. Good, and I totally want to crush Himizu. With these dreams, we'll combine them to win and make them all come true at once. We'll each compete on our own objectives to get the ball to the goal. Then the last shot comes down to whoever can make it. How's that sound? Zantetsu and Baro understand. It's gonna be tough, but this is the one thing we can focus on. It's gonna be tough, but this is the only thing that we can all focus on. Chigiri continues. Yeah, it's a change from we must do this to we want to do this, an egoistic formation. In the end, this is the only sound strategy for a bunch of individualists like us. How's that sound, Captain What a Pain? We see the four players looking badass as hell, with Nagi exclaiming, no complaints here. Let's win with those dreams. The opposing four prepare for the game to start. Next point is the last point, Himizu chuckles. Okay. Crush them, Kiora states. Let's hit this climax, Atoya says. Yeah, come on you bastards. Time to give them a taste of reality, Karasu declares. Nagi begins his internal monologue. I can't lose. I don't want to lose. I've got to go to Isagi. To the fiery place I still don't know. Where kickoff begins with Chigiri passing to Nagi. As the ball passes over to Nagi, Kiora begins to press him. Alright, Nagi says. In a simple close quarters fight, I can't visualize a way to beat Kiora. Nagi kicks the ball, replicating his two-stage fake volley execution, called Spin Trap, baiting Kiora towards him. So instead, I'll drag him into my world. Nagi uses the backspin on his Spin Trap to move the ball towards his heel, where he hits a lobbed pass over Kiora, who tries to press him. However, Kiora didn't fall for it entirely and spun back around to challenge him. Too naive, white-haired beanpole, you don't like tackling, so let's get physical. Kiora tackles Nagi, however that was what he was wanting. You fell for it, Pipsqueak. Kiora is shocked. What? He used my tackle to spin himself? Nagi taunts Kiora while pressing on his back to maintain balance. You said dance battle, right? Nagi rotates his body, replicating Kyora's twister pass, performing the sky-high air flare pass. The ball launches across the pitch where we see Atoya rushing towards it. Whoa, that was cool, but I'll get there first. Suddenly, Zantatsu rushes in, surprising Atoya. I'm not sure about that, ninja legs. He challenges Atoya to a race. Up for a speed battle? Atoya accepts. Sup? You're on, Four Eyes. Atoya and Zantatsu blitz down the field, neck and neck. Zantatsu continues to chant to himself. Local, express, bullet train. He continues repeating it to himself, where he remembers his origins as a kid. Local, express, maglev. Zantatsu outpaces Kiora and chips a pass towards the opposing wing. Motor car, Zantatsu screams. Nice, Zantatsu, Chickadee says as he catches up to the pass. I'll keep it rolling. Himizu slides in and challenges Chickadee. No, little liar. You've only got one all-out sprint left, right? He taunts. Shut up. I'm gonna use that last one right now. Chickadee chips the ball forward and kicks it into second gear. Coming through, he says, as he begins his internal monologue. If you're too busy thinking about consequences. Himizu can't keep up with Chickadee. You idiot, are you trying to destroy yourself? Chickadee continues. Then dreams will never come true. Chickadee outpaces Himizu, shattering his chains again, launching down the field. However, Himizu yanks on Chickadee's uniform, pulling him back. A tactical foul. This is reality, Himizu taunts, cackling at Chickadee. If I fall down, our play will stop, Chickadee thinks. Before he falls, Chickadee sends a pass across the pitch. I won't let my last sprint and this fire go to waste. Bado picks up the pass as Chickadee falls to the ground. Good work, princess. Now rest up. Karasu charges in, challenging Bado one-on-one. 30 meters. I know your range, extraordinary king, he says as he rushes in to steal the ball. Bado starts talking to himself. Win. Crush. And now I'll shoot. Bado performs a chop feint, however Karasu reads it. A chop? That ain't gonna happen, dumbass. Bado slaps away Karasu's hand, however he tries to press again, but Nagi rushes in from the side. Bado, over here. Karasu hesitates and Bado notices. You came to a great spot. To be used as bait, Bado screams as he takes a shot, but Karasu fails to block him. Damn, Nagi made me react a second too late. He used that gap to force it through. However, Kiora managed to appear just in time to get a touch on the ball. This is the borderline, isn't it? Kiora? Bado says confused. However, Kiora didn't have enough force on his block as the ball continues to travel towards the net. No, it can still get there, Chickadee exclaims. Go in, Zantatsu shouts. However, that touch from Kiora was enough to affect its trajectory, forcing the ball into hitting the top post of the net. What the? Bado says confused. The ball drops at Atoya's feet as Zantatsu attempts to press him. Let's go, baby. Time to show my final counter ninja technique. Himizu cackles as Karasu says, you're the best, guys. Smash the last goal in. Atoya and Himizu rush up the field with Chickadee and Zantatsu struggling to keep up. Nagi begins his final monologue. Dreams aren't enough to win. We see Nagi's aura flare with Reo being behind him. Only those who have dreamed know the pain of when it doesn't come true. Nagi reflects on his past with Reo, specifically when he left him behind. Oh, Reo, the way you felt back then. I feel like I kinda get it now. Your dream with me was disappearing, and I said something cruel to you. Nagi comes to the realization of his breakup with Reo. Move back, guys, Bado screams as Nagi continues his monologue. I'm sorry, Reo, I was so stupid. I need to see you, and I need to tell you. But first, I need to win here, otherwise I'll have no right to see you, as Nagi's aura radiates off of him, rushing towards the ball. And that is where the chapter ends. Now that was the entire chapter, so what are my thoughts and predictions regarding the side story and where I think the rest of the series can go from here? Before I get into that though, if you are enjoying this video so far, leave me a like and subscribe down below to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this. I also have a Discord server, the New Egoist Geeks, which you can join by clicking the link down below. Now as we know with predictions, it's going to be kind of hard to make any. I mean, we all know exactly what happens after the second selection where the current chapter is at now, so let's just start with my thoughts. When talking about episode Nagi, the first thing I think we should comment on is the art itself. Comparing the main series to the side story, I think the art could honestly be argued for either story being drawn better. I think episode Nagi's art is incredible for portraying those impactful moments in the series. As for the actual events of the chapter, I really like Nagi's 1v1 against Kiora. Seeing Nagi take his two-stage fake volley and take one aspect of that technique and use it in such an effective way is such an awesome moment for Nagi's character. And the more we see of Nagi and his individualized thinking, it makes me curious as to what Reo's plan is for facing off against Barcha. Potentially we could see this kind of style from Nagi, especially with the next chapter being titled Death Game, but seeing Nagi play like this actually disproves something that a lot of people have been saying for a long time, being that Nagi needs a partner in order to win a one-on-one, which as we can see against his matchup with Kiora isn't exactly true. I also really like Nagi acknowledging his relationship with Reo. I think the topic of who was at fault for the breakup is very heavily discussed, with people blaming either character, but we see from the chapter that neither character truly blames the other, and I think that people also need to realize that. In regards to the game itself, I was a little upset that this chapter didn't end off the 4v4 match, as I feel this game has gone on for almost as long as the PXG game, but I'm not exactly mad at the contents of the chapter. For my predictions in regards to the future of this side story, I'm a little curious if they're going to end the spin-off after the second selection. As both a content creator and a fan of the side story, I really enjoyed the extra content, fleshing out more characters in the series. It also adds more depth to characters like Nagi and Reo, as we get to see the story from their perspective. However, I am kind of hoping that this game ends after the next chapter. However, in regards to this game, I am kind of hoping that it ends soon because it has been going on for a long time. But overall, those were my thoughts and predictions regarding Blue Lock episode Nagi chapter 29. I hope you guys did enjoy this video and will continue to enjoy it in the future. As for the question of the video, what would you rate Blue Lock episode Nagi chapter 29 on a scale of 1 to 10? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. And like always, thank you all for watching, like and subscribe to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this.